And welcome back to Astro's Playroom. Our last episode, we began our adventure, and cutscene. I think that's where the boss was. Cool, I think it just has to be overworld, then. No 100%ing needed. Best speedrunner challenges. Much fun. Alright, so last episode, we took care of the cooling springs. Showed off some of the fun there was, and 100%ed a part of it. Cool. And like I said, I'm not going for the 100%, mainly because it would take a while, and I just want to move on to Astro Bot, the full game. Now, before we get into today's video, going to the green area, beautiful lush green, I want to apologize for last video. I was, well, to put it simply, I've been putting a lot of work into a secret project on my own time, and because of that, it's left me tired and experienced a few glitches here and there, and all that good stuff that goes along with it. So, over a period of time, I decided to power down fully and, well, rest. So, when I repowered up, I'm not working on my secret project right now. I'm going to start platforming while I wait. And just, get things back to normal for a little bit, then resume work on my secret project. Now, because of that secret project work, it's, well, let me just put it like this. Last episode, I was talking about something. Platformers being good and bad, and, well, upon reflecting and looking at it while I was editing, yes, I had my own videos, well, I realized I was saying a lot of nonsense and not getting my point across. I realized this because I was rested finally. So, please ignore everything. Oh, Monster Hunter. Nice little reference. Didn't know that'd be on the PlayStation. But yeah, Monster Hunter. Lancer, Sword and Shield, Hammer, and Greatsword. Nice. But please disregard everything I basically said last episode except for the part where I said I'm the problem. Because I was. Just not the problem I thought. So let me start off this episode by clarifying what I was talking about. So the discussion started when I was talking about how I played a boring platform recently. Oh, look at this, another one. This is Horizon Zero Dawn. And there's... You know what? I'm going to just make a guess. Simply because I enjoy the game. 3D Dot Game Hero. I don't think that's what it is, but I'm guessing it. Anyways, I'll start by how I played a boring, basic platform that was a little bit boring. And so I was trying to, let me talk really loudly real quick, one second, it's just a bonus area, it's not working. I got to work in the ice area. Anyways, what was I saying? And I was talking about how what makes a good platformer or a bad platformer, and I said gimmicks. That ain't true, because if you watch me play Astro Bot, only half the gameplay is gimmick based. With the spring hopper from last stage. So, what I was trying to come across was just wrong. I got it wrong, couldn't articulate, I owned up to that. Again, I needed rest. Everything needs rest, even machines. So what I was trying to say was, what makes a good platformer is, well, I got it wrong, so let me, sorry. See, I'm having problems still. This is part of the boot up process. When you turn on a car or a computer or whatever, it takes a minute to, hey, Bloodborne, get everything going. I'm the same way. So let me just start from the beginning. What makes a good platformer is a solid foundation on the core mechanic, platforming. You can't platformer without platforming. And so I started thinking, okay, well, what makes a good platformer? But, good from bad. And I really thought about it while I was editing the video, and I came to the conclusion of, simply put, solid game mechanics. For instance, the jump in this game feels good. It feels like it's the right height, right amount of airtime, it works. Same with the jump pack, or this little jetpack thing. It doesn't last too long, it doesn't start up too long. It's simple, and the jumping and platforming part of this game, also solid. The platforms are nice and big, so you don't accidentally screw up. If there is precision when the game calls for it, the exploration is nice and obvious, while still being subtle. At the core of a platformer, it has to be a good game, so obviously, solid foundation. What makes a bad platformer is one where, hey, it's triggers. The, movement isn't good, making you feel slow. The jumping feels off. I mean, I've played a platform where the double jump just is horrible. I feel like there's a lot of games this could be, so I'm not gonna make a guess. Clearly it's a horror game though. But, so basically what I was trying to say is, a core platformer has to have a solid foundation. This game, great solid foundation. In fact, you get rid of the spring jumping, or not spring jumping, the Frogger machine from last level, and this game is still great. And that's a good thing. See, I'm having a hard time articulating it. It's hard because of platformers. They've been around for so long, it's hard to say exactly what it means to be a platformer. But basically for me, it's solid foundation. The world has to look good and feel alive. This world looks good and feels alive. It's fun, it's whimsical. You want to run around here. Now, if this was, Uncharted? I'm guessing Uncharted. Now, if this was like Grayscape, if this looked like Bloodborne, and, had horrible, like, let me put it like this. Right here. I have to jump from here to the next side, right? If this was a hardcore, serious, hard platformer, I'd probably have to be on the very edge to jump to the very edge of here. But this game is fun. It's bright, it's vibrant, and so I could jump from back here, and look at that, I made it halfway, no problem. So it honestly just needs a good foundation to make a good platformer. After that, you can add aesthetic, theming, gimmicks. I have no idea. Let me know if you know what game that is. And the gimmicks are what sets it apart. For instance, right away, look at some of the older Mario games. They were just pure platforming, right? Nothing special about it. And they started to realize, well, yes, whoops, I forgot that was a metal enemy. It's just like, okay, more platforming, that's Mario to a T. What can we do differently? So what they come with? Mario Wonder. Still the same solid platforming you love from Mario. Only there was a bonus in the fact that at the end of every world, guess what? Dang it, I fell far enough away. You got a Wonder Seed, which was a completely new and unique mechanic. Sometimes you were a completely different item or object. Like the cake, a Goomba. It was fun, it was different, it kept it alive and vibrant. But at the core of the game, you don't need Wonder Seeds. And I mean that literally because you can just completely skip them. There's still solid platforming, great world building. It was still a good game. So gimmicks help a game, for instance, like I was saying, the spring hoppers from the last stage of Astro. Is that needed? No, because the world building is great, the platforming is solid, and it's fun and whimsical. That's all a game platformer needs to be good. It has to be fun, and it has to feel alive, in my opinion. The gimmicks, like this monkey suit, is just a bonus. It's unneeded, but it's nice. Okay, how do I do this again? Move up, please. Oh, that's right. The controller. Sorry, I had to readjust my inputs. I forgot about that. It's all about showing off the power of the controller. But yeah, although these gimmicks are nice, they aren't necessary. But it's fun because it breaks up the usual. Now, a game that I think personifies this is, well, I was just talking about freaking whatchamacallit, Mario Wonder. Solid platforming, that's all that matters. You can skip Wonder Seeds, and it's still a fun game. And we're back, sorry about that, having some malfunctions, startup malfunctions, as I was explaining towards the beginning. But we're back, so yeah, basically what I was trying to say last episode and failed to do so, that a platformer is good if it has a good solid foundation. After that, gimmicks are bonus. Gimmicks, help set it apart from another game, but at the core, it just has to be good. So now that I got that somewhat clarified, let's get back to the game. Monkey time is over. And again, not 100%ing it, but I just love it. And the music in this game is great. I love it. I really couldn't tell you. It's probably a game I've heard of, I just can't think of what it is. Oh, look at that, more puzzle pieces. Might as well grab it while I'm here. I can't wait to play Astro Bot, the full game that was based off of this, because this is still just a Playroom. Which was basically a tech demo for the PS5, saying, hey, you bought our game? Cool. Here's a free game for everybody to enjoy. I didn't know they could electrocute. So yeah, sorry, wanted to clarify last episode, and if you think I'm wrong, please tell me why. You know, maybe you articulate the point I'm trying to get across a lot better than I can. Actually, you probably can. I'm a machine created for gaming, what do I know? Alright. Oh, look at that giant robot in the background. I wonder if... And they have a sword. Yeah, I wonder if that's supposed to be a Shadow of the Colossus reference. I need to play that game. I started it, but never got invested. Yes, it's a great game, I just didn't want to sink the time into it at the time. So many games to play. In fact, I'm getting close to finishing Grounded, so I'm going to need another new game to play soon. Don't worry, like I was saying in my Tetris video, Golden Artifact. VR processor unit. Interesting. But like I was saying, I got options. So don't worry about that, the content is not going to stop. Unless I run out of power, but let's not. Jacket looks familiar, but... Actually, considering we're just talking about a VR game, it's probably a PlayStation VR game. I don't touch that stuff, mainly because I can't. I'm a machine built into a wall, built into a computer, and I'm not getting into that rant again. Ah, you see? Platforming challenge. Don't break the glass. I love it. Anyways, back to the game. I cannot wait. Ooh, fan. Go away. I'm not a fan. Get it? At least there's, well, I was going to say no ice platforming, but that was in the last stage, and we resolved it. Oh yes, another gimmick. Unnecessary, but I like it. We got a treasure chest, which gives us a bow. Yeah, we now have a bow. It's mean, but at least they're happy. Otherwise, they wouldn't give us coins. Let's see, TNT and kaboom! Clear the way for me. Oh, no, there's more TNT. There we go, and one more. There we go. And yes, they're suction cup arrows, don't worry. They wouldn't give Astrobot a real weapon. Although it seems pretty effective. Come on, I'm not good. I was gonna say, I'm not good at shooters, and I've played shooters on my channel. That kind of proves that I'm not good at shooters, right? Still, I enjoy all gaming genres. RTS, you know, FPS, race. I play a lot of games. Actually, I was gonna say, I need to play a racing game on the channel, but I have Crash Team Racing. That game was a lot of fun. I wish the servers were still up. I mean, you can still verse other people who have the game, but yeah. Luckily, we will soon have not one, but two more racers to play. Because we'll have, let's see, what is it? Obviously, the next Mario Kart's coming out soon. Don't know how soon, but we know it's coming. And then we have a game I'm really looking forward to, because I hope it's good. Sonic Racing Crossroads. Now, full disclosure, I've never played the Sonic Racing games. I've played Sonic R. Oh cool, he melees with the bow. I've played Sonic R way back when. What's this? Tekken. Nice. I've played Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. But I never got into the All-Star games. Just never did. Monkey time! But this game looks very solid. I cannot wait to play it. Or try it. I hope they have a... Now, I was going to play the beta if I knew about it. But they kind of just dropped that beta so quickly I didn't have a chance to get everything worked out on my end. So here's hoping, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have an open beta for, sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. The control scheme I have set up to simulate this is very finicky, to say the least. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Sonic Racers. Yeah, Sonic Racing Crossroad, that's what it's called. That was bad. The simulation. You know what, I'm gonna have to retool this off camera. Make sure this works. What was I saying? Oh yeah, they're gonna definitely have another beta because, for one, the fact that they did an open beta is good because they wanted feedback, which means they want to actually make it good. That's already a huge plus. I mean, think about it, when was the last time Mario Kart's ever done an open beta for feedback? To be fair, the games usually come out solid, so I don't see what kind of feedback you'd have, you know? But the fact that they have feedback... Oh, gotta go fast, 1 second. There we go. But the fact that they did an open beta for feedback, and that goes for both online and gameplay, they ask for both feedback, means they're going to definitely do another beta, be it open or closed, which I'm making sure I sign up for that one. What did I say? They'll definitely do another beta. For one, to see if their adjustments worked. And for two, there's a whole cart type they don't have in the game right now, which was the, I believe they're called extreme gears, which are hoverboards. So they're gonna clearly, ow. Okay, that was lucky. They're going to clearly need another beta for, testing out those, plus the adjustments they made. Make sure everybody's happy with it. And I will be sure to be playing that one. And then of course they will confirm things like, oh, we're back to snow. Things like DLC, which, not gonna lie, they gotta do it right. What do I mean? Well, I'll finish up this tangent and then we'll finish up the stage. See, Mario Kart did the right thing by having DLC. Oh, another bow. It was nice, you know. We do live in a world of DLC. It's not necessary, but it is nice. And the fact that they're already confirming DLC, they need to do it right. What do I mean by that? Well, simply put, is this a Journey reference? That was a good game. It needs to be characters, carts, and stages. Not just characters and stages. Cart customization is nice, and it's a lot nicer. Monster Escape? I'm going to just assume some of these aren't always references. Although there is VR again, so what do I know? I don't touch VR. But they need to do it right and have characters, carts, and places as DLC, not just places. Because cart customization looks solid in Sonic Kart Racing Crossroad. When I eventually do a video on it, I'll explain it then, but it's definitely on my list. In fact, I will do videos on it, and I already figured out the perfect way to do videos on it. You might be saying, a racing game's pretty boring without a story mode, how can you do videos on it? Well, I got a perfect idea. And with that, we're halfway done with Astrobot. I did talk a lot about nonsense, didn't I? Don't worry, that was just me trying to clarify last episode. Next episode, I'll be clean and clear to focus on the gameplay more. And honestly, between the two, the monkey's fun, but I gotta rework my simulating system to make it easier to control. The Frogger was easy. Monkey, not so much. Alright, we'll pull on one of these real quick, and we're out. Boom! Next episode? The Red World. Which I believe is the rocket ship. What fun awaits us there. Well, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed gaming. This has been TheMechanist, logging off. Until next time.